Welcome to Let's Accelerate. My name is Sara and I'm from Bosch Management Consulting. Today I'm talking with Heiko Mangold from the project Rail at Bosch. Thank you, Heiko, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. For this possibility to join you.
Yeah, really nice to having you here. So, Heiko, can you just describe a bit more what is your project? I see that you are, in the middle of the traffic jam. Maybe it has something to do with it. Can you tell us what is your background?
Yeah, that's right. So my background is I'm at Bosch since 2006. I have worked for various divisions, mainly in automotive, across different segments. And a couple of years ago, I joined Bosch Engineering and the rail business, actually. Yeah. And what you can see behind me is a tram, which is equipped with surround sensing technology from Bosch. And the main goal is to detect obstacles like cars, pedestrians, bicycles, and then actually warn the driver, or if the driver does not react, then even brake the tram in order to avoid accidents. Yeah. So this is one of the use cases for trams. And then we have a second one for conventional trains. Yeah. Here the focus is additionally on automation. Of course, there is a big push in terms of Green Deal and CO2 reductions. And if you compare different modes of transports, then train is one of the most efficient way in terms of CO2 efficiency, most CO2 efficient way of motorized transport. And therefore, there's a big push across the whole countries to increase capacities in rails. Yeah. And since capacities on existing trains is limited, our technology helps to expand this capacity. And then, of course, there are sparsely populated areas where it's currently uneconomical to operate trains. And therefore, automation can help those underserved areas to bring more public transport there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm from Portugal and from Lisbon, and I relate to this problem where I'm driving inside the city and there is these trams and I'm always afraid that something goes wrong. So I relate to this problem. It's interesting to see that Bosch is doing something about it. And that's my second question to you. So why Bosch? Why should Bosch be involved in this kind of business?
Yeah, so first of all, the technology which we are using is based on automotive components. Yeah, so Bosch invested billions of euros into this kind of technology and is further investing there. So we have a very, I would say, economical starting point, where we can already use those components and then adapt them, to the specific needs of the rail environment. Those components are also developed and proven in use in millions of kilometers. So one aspect is, of course, the algorithms, where we need to adapt them. And there we have, I would say, a big access to experts and highly skilled people when it comes to software development and AI algorithms. But also we can combine it with those very robust hardware components. And I think this is a strength of Bosch, being a very reliable supplier of hardware, plus combining it with the software skills.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know that your project is as a revenue that is under the annual recurring revenue. And why is that? And how can you just tell how does it work on your specific project, and why should we as Bosch do it?
Yeah, so if you compare annual recurring revenue with the one-off sales of components, and if we look at the specific nature of our product, so our product is data-driven. That means we look at a lot of different scenarios, cars, pedestrian, bicycles. Pedestrians can stand, they can walk from left to right or along the tracks. But it could also be more niche cases like elks or even elephants, in some countries. So that means there's also a continuous further development, which is possible if you have a recurring revenue instead of a one-off payment. And of course, we can also extend it to additional scenarios. So instead of only detecting obstacles, we can also detect signals, or we could use our sensor set to monitor the infrastructure for maintenance purposes. And there is also, if you're a rail operator, you think, well, is the time now to invest in this technology, or is it later? Because every year there's progress, and with an annual recurring revenue scheme, you can also lower the barrier because the customer can be sure that he's always cutting edge because we're continuously further developing the solution. Yeah, and therefore, I would say it's much better suited than a one-off selling of components.
Yeah, also it avoids this huge upfront investment from the customer side, and it can just
Yes, of
start
course.
immediately.
Yeah, of course.
All right, but trains exist since years, so they are like a very conventional industry. And what would motivate this industry to invest in such a data-driven concept?
Well, first of all, I mean, I already explained a bit the push in accident prevention, yeah, because this is an issue, yeah, and we have a solution which can mitigate this risk and these problems. And second of all, there is this push for automation, because if you want to increase further rail capacity, you cannot find so many locomotive drivers. And I think this is one aspect. And the other aspect is that the technology is now mature enough, yeah. And as I already said, since we're continuously further developing, I think it's a good starting point now, because you also want to gain some experience, with the solutions and so on before you roll it out over the whole fleet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you need to grow with the technology.
Yeah. And do you feel any big market entries?
We still see that the solutions available are not known everywhere, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's also not known that Bosch is offering this kind, because we're more associated as an automotive company. So what we did is 2 years ago, we increased our sales team quite well, yeah, to address this shortcoming, and to spread the word. Mm-hmm. I think this is helping a lot, yeah.
Okay, so kind of presenting yourselves, doing some marketing, and saying, "Hey, we are here and we can solve the problem." Yeah. So is there, in your opinion, a scaling risk, or do you think it's just a matter of time and putting the right resources now, as you mentioned with the sales team, that the scaling will come up anyhow?
I mean, I would say this. Sales is one aspect in terms of scaling, but an also aspect is in order to be quick enough in terms of time to market, yeah. And here we have the advantage that we have access not only to the technology portfolio of Bosch Automotive, but also to a big group of experts. Yeah? And when it comes to scaling and developing fast, I think collaboration is very important, yeah. And I really feel that we have a very good collaboration culture at Bosch, which is helping a lot. Plus the pandemic, even though it was and is still devastating, it facilitated also the collaboration across sites and across countries. Yeah. True. Because we're all equal on MS Teams, yeah, and therefore, collaborating across sites has become easier, in my opinion. When it comes to scaling on the hardware level, since we are building our solutions on automotive components, those are available in the millions, so there is no big scaling required. It's just a matter of bringing our software, onto the components which are specifically adapted, And for this we have, or it's good that we have a large team of experts who can do so.
Yeah, and your project team and yourself, so you are kind of a startup within a big corporation like Bosch. Mm-hmm. How can you move fast to do business model innovation inside of Bosch? So we have our Bosch Accelerator program, and there are many initiatives within the company. But what is the way to go faster? What are your challenges, and how are you overcoming them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, often you associate big companies with slowness, because they are big boats, But I think having like those kind of accelerator programs where you are supporting is helping a lot, bringing the right experts in terms, not only in terms of engineering, but also in terms of business modeling into the team. And second of all, we are part of Bosch Engineering, and Bosch Engineering is serving, I would say, more special markets than the classical big automotive industry, which is based on huge organizations. Yeah. So we, as Bosch Engineering, are already the speedboat, with Bosch, and plus we are also organized as a business unit. That means we have engineering and also sales under one roof, which helps a lot for alignment and quick decisions. And we're also giving a lot of autonomy to the project and to the experts, where the knowledge is there, to take the right decisions.
Okay, so you're saying that having a dedicated business unit that is really for this kind of new business, especially with innovations in terms of engineering, and so it's really helpful.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think this is a key aspect.
Okay. And so where is the project standing now, and what's next?
Yeah, we are currently very successful, I would say, in the light rail vehicle market, where we are market leader. And want to further scale this solution into the market. And second of all, we want to further expand the business into the conventional trains, where I said automation is a big driver. And here we are in the collaboration into R&D consortia with SNCF and Deutsche Bahn, which have as a goal demonstrators for GOA 4, so Creative Automation 4, which are fully automated trains. And this is the starting point for us. So we're in a very good pole position with the two largest European operators, to develop this technology together and bring it to the market.
All right. Sounds promising. Okay, Heiko, so then let's move to the last part of our podcast. It's the sentence completion exercise.
Okay.
I will start with a sentence and then you complete. I have 3 sentences with me.
Okay.
And let's see. Take your time. My project will be successful when.
Well, when and if we have the right experts, which we do,
So it's already successful.
I would say it's successful.
All right. A corporate startup has more chances to be successful than a normal startup because.
Because it has a big access to an expert network and to technology it can build the solutions on.
And finally, conventional industries should embrace business model innovation because.
Because otherwise they will not survive.
Right. Thank you so much, Heiko. This was our Let's Accelerate podcast. And stay tuned. We'll see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.